very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you're watching it. I don't care. I appreciate you tuning in whenever and wherever you are. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is a gorgeous Friday, September 26th. Autumn is coming. Going to be a great few weeks of weather as we're beginning to hopefully the cool down has begun. We're in the 70s today, and I think game time tonight is like 75 degrees, and by the end of the night it's supposed to be in the upper 50s or low 60s. So a great night here for you, and a great weekend coming up. Hope you're able to get out and enjoy it. Let's talk about, by the way, Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for joining. This is just me today, as we've got an empty seat next to us over here. It's our Take the Points show. Going to talk about football and baseball and all kinds of other things. Golf, we have a little bit of golf talk. Un poco golf talk about the Ryder Cup coming up this weekend as well. But you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for being here. What is going on in and around your community today and tomorrow here on Friday, September 26th, and Saturday, September 27th? Well, Friday night at the Flora Church of the Nazarene, they are hosting a wild game dinner. It's at 4:30 tonight. It's a unique culinary event taking place at the Flora Church of the Nazarene. It says here on Friday. I'm not sure if it's Friday or Saturday now. There's two. Every place I saw had it on the 26th, but then it says this Saturday in the body of the thing. So I don't know. You're going to have to check with your people. It'll be at the annual Wild Game Dinner featuring a variety of exotic dishes. Doors open at 4:30, giving guests the opportunity to visit with various vendors before the meal is served at 5:30, from 5:30 to 8. Menu promises a wide selection of wild game, including beaver, squirrel salad, yum, fish, venison, alligator, and who knows what else. I have never had two or three of those. Actually, two of those I have not. You pick which ones. The admission to the inn is free, and in addition to the dinner, in addition to the dinner, special guest speaker Ron Slifer will give a presentation about bloodhound services, offering insight into the unique skills and contributions of the bloodhounds. They can hunt. That's what they do best. That's what they're bred for. That is either tonight or tomorrow night at the Flora Church of the Nazarene. Wayne City Bean Days gets going. Actually got going last week. I think it was Sunday night. They had their pageants, and then they're going to have they had the church night, I believe, on Thursday night. Last night was Thursday night. Then it gets in full swing tonight and tomorrow, as this year's theme is Small Town Know-How. The packed schedule of events taking place through a Saturday afternoon, celebrating local pride with food, family, and festivities. The celebration starts on Friday night, or continues on Friday night, with the Sweeties Block Party at Sweeties from 7 to 10. I suspect they're going to do a little road closing there, probably right there by the where the well, they're not using that. That's not really a working elevator anymore. So you can close that block in September. That's all right. And then on Saturday, oh my heavens, what a huge day Saturday will be at the Bean Days. Starting with the tractor show, folks will be driving in around 7 a.m. They're registering from 7 to 10 a.m. The tractor show, and then the first 25 tractors will receive dash plaques, and then they'll line up for the parade. The parade is at 11. Lineup will be at 10:30. Parade at 11. In addition to tractor rides at 7 to 10 a.m., hot air balloon rides. That'll be a good time. Vendor and craft fair on Mill Street from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. Car and truck show will be at the West School parking lot. That starts at 8 a.m. for registration. Quilt show at the Baptist Church at 9 a.m. The parade at 11 a.m. And, of course, the free ham and bean lunch. Oh, heavens to Betsy. That'll be at the Ag Building at noon. And then you got the pedal pull after that. You've got Lions train rides, bird show, all kinds of things going on at the Wayne City Bean Days. You can't miss it. You don't want to miss it. You're going to have a great time. What else is going on? This is up in Effingham. This is fun. On Friday night, in Effingham, and during Freedom Ministries, are hosting an adult pumpkin hunt out at the winery, out at the Tuscan Hills Winery. I believe that's at Tuscan Hills. Tuscan Hills. Grab a flashlight and at dusk, start hunting for pumpkins. Each pumpkin is a prize. Top prize is $500. These are plastic pumpkins. There's going to be like 400 of them out there. You can only get 10 of them. And then Enduring Freedom will hide 4,000 plastic pumpkins on the Tuscan Hills grounds at the dusk. Guests take off and hunt for 10. Every pumpkin is attached to a prize, from candy to a half a hog, or the top prize of $500 cash. Food trucks, the winery's going to have food and drink specials. Guests must be 21 years old. Only costs you $20 to get in. It's a great deal. However, they do also have the deal for I think it's $250 for a table of 6, including a bottle of wine. There you go. Do it upright, get the VIP table, and have some fun. That's all Friday. What's going on Saturday? Over in Kinmundy, the Kinmundy Log Cabin Village Fall Festival. More than 200 crafters, food vendors, live demonstrations, and tours of the 1800s log cabins will be available to all who come out to the event. The hours of the festival are 10 to 5 on Saturday, this Saturday and next Saturday. They do it 2 different weekends in Kinmundy, and 10 to 4 on Sunday, and 10 to 4 the next Sunday as well. So it's Saturday and Sunday, both this weekend and next weekend. $5 for adults or $3 for students. How about you go over to Salem before you do all that? Help out the Shriners. The Salem Shriners Customer Appreciation Cookout. That's going to be at the Farm Fresh store there in Salem. It's the final cookout of the season. It'll be their customer appreciation. Butterfly pork chops and brats, $5 each. Quarter-pound hot dogs, $2. That's customer appreciation right there. Come out and support the Shriners in the parking lot of the Farm Fresh Market. Oh, also, back up toward Effingham, not quite all the way there, actually around the corner out on I-70. The 60th annual Altamont Schützenfest is being held this weekend on Friday and Saturday. The Altamont Schützenfest. Friday night, they're going to have Back Road Buggy live music. That'll be fun. And then on Saturday night, the Mason Dixies are going to be there, plus the King and Queen Coronation, another band, Strangers with Candy. And also, they're having on both nights a Stein hoist. I'm not exactly certain. I think I know what a Stein hoist is. I think that's when they have like people having to hold heavy steins up for a long period of time. Basically, you're trying to determine how strong your wrists are or something like that. I don't know, but it's going to be at the Schützenfest the Schützenfest is being held the 26th and 27th. It starts at doesn't say what time it starts. I'd say get there about 5 o'clock on Friday, and it'll be all day long Saturday. Kickball tournament even. That is a good time. What else going on Saturday? Ladies, or on Friday, actually back to Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, National Dumpling Day is on. Did I hit the wrong button? I think I did hit. I did hit the wrong button. National Dumpling Day is on a Friday, as this serves up a delicious treat to celebrate. With the popularity of dumplings growing over time, the day offers a great way to help out and learn more about them. They consist of small pieces of dough, generally, but not always. The dough is wrapped around a filling. Both flavor and cooking methods vary into a wide variety of dumplings available. Dough may be composed of flour, potatoes, or bread. Dumplings come in many forms: meat, fish, vegetables, sweets, whatever. Dumplings can be cooked in many different ways as well. Some of the methods include boiling, steaming, simmering, or even frying. I like those dumplings look fried there. That's the best way. That's the best way to go about it. Also, a wonderful addition to soups and such. So this started back in May 2015 as one of the national dumpling selling companies started doing it. What else going on here on September 26th, folks? National Pancake Day falls on September 26th. This sets up a tall stack of syrupy goodness to celebrate. Set the table, mix up the batter, heat up the griddle because the butter is ready to melt and the flapjacks are delicious. Also known as Johnny Cakes, griddle cakes, or hot cakes, this batter-made breakfast item dates back. You would never get this. You would never get this number. I'm astonished. I'm not sure I believe what they're telling me here. So, sometimes I don't believe everything I hear. Yeah, it's probably for the best if you keep somewhat of a skeptical eye to statistics. But apparently 30,000 years this dates back to maybe the oldest breakfast food in history. Those are some pretty good looking pancakes right there. And there's some pretty good looking pancakes right there. Johnny Cakes became a traditional part of Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday celebrations when revelers would feast before fasting, and they still do. You add fruit, nuts, and that one has fruit and nuts as well. No whipped topping on that one. Served mostly as a breakfast item, pancakes along with bacon, ham, sausage, and hash browns can be also make a delicious supper. The food holidays' humble beginnings date back to 2005. Originally, the observance started as Lumberjack Day, but then somebody wanted an excuse to eat pancakes with waffles and friends, and they figured they may as well change the date. So there you go. It used to be Lumberjack Day, but now, how many lumberjacks do you know? I know a couple, but not very many. So there you go. A National Pumpkin Day, Pancake Day. By the way, my favorite pancake joint went out of business. There was a place in St. Louis called Blondie's. Made the best pancakes on the planet. They were astonishingly good. They had a nice little bit of glaze on them from the griddle. Oh, it was so good. No longer made. My bad. Just kind of thought I'd long lost Blondies. Salute. What else is today? This is National Johnny Appleseed Day. This is when folks honor the man who made apples and pear trees grow heavy with the bounty of their fruit across the country. This fruity food holiday commemorates the date of Johnny Appleseed's birth and celebrates his legendary wit, wisdom, and his enduring story. Born John Chapman on September 26th, what year? What year was Johnny Appleseed born? 1774, as a matter of fact, was when Johnny Appleseed was born. In Massachusetts. Nobody knows much about his early life other than his mother died when he was very young, too. His father packed up Johnny and his sister and moved to Springfield, Mass., and he just kept going west. His father served as a Minuteman, fought at Bunker Hill in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in Johnny Appleseed Park. A grave marks the spot where the legendary sower of apple seeds rests. I did not realize he made it all the way to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, he probably, born in 1774. You got to figure he died. When did he say he died here? Doesn't say. Yeah, he's all over the place. There are still some seedlings and some of trees that Johnny Appleseed had planted years and years ago. In 1797, he shows up in northwestern Pennsylvania, propagating his apple seeds and working his way steadily into the frontier of West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana. He went as far west as Illinois and Iowa, and as far north as Michigan and Wisconsin. He left orchards and the teachings of Emanuel Swedenborg. He was a Swedish spiritual leader whose books Appleseed would buy with whatever payment he might receive for his endeavors. In turn, the traveling nurseryman would give away the books as he traveled and planted. Mostly he planted his seeds and seedlings for free, along with his wisdom, his broad-brimmed pasteboard. That's kind of a broad-brimmed pasteboard hat kept the sun from his eyes wherever he went. Often shoeless, he would travel mostly by foot and sometimes by horseback or canoe. His appearance was nearly as noteworthy as his accomplishments, but so was his kindness. If he came a calling, people made a place at the table. So there you go. Warren County, Pennsylvania lays claim to his first tree nursery, and Mansfield, Ohio has a monument in their South Park there. There you go, September 11th. Next time you're eating an apple, think about Johnny Appleseed. What's your favorite apple? Fuji apples. That's the best. Now, Fuji's aren't what you use for a pie, don't get me wrong, or for bacon. Fuji's eat apple raw, but you use a different one for bacon and stuff. But Fuji apples are wonderful. What do you want to watch on TV, ladies and gentlemen? Tonight. Oh, it's a big game. Big game in high school football. We'll talk about it more in just a minute. At 7 o'clock tonight at Flora, the Johnston City Indians take on the Flora Wolves. That'll be right here on Wabash Catch TV, channel 100. Major League Baseball today. It's the final weekend of the regular season. We'll talk about that in a little bit, too. The Baltimore Orioles at the Yankees tonight. That's at 6. Then that's on MLB Network, channel 357. Then on the Chicago Sports Network, it's the White Sox at the Nats. That's at 5:45. Yendris Gomez versus Cade Cavalli. And the Cardinals are at the Cubs. How about that? Doesn't matter for really either of them. Cubs trying to hold their spot, but they're in the playoffs. They're going to be the number one wild card either way, so they'll be okay. Miles Michaelis versus to be determined. Most likely, Miles Michaelis' final start as a Cardinal. Keep an eye on that one if you're interested in that. And dance a jig. Good for you. What's on college football? By the way, it's on Marquee, channel 367, or on FanDuel, channel 370. Also, tonight, doubleheader on ESPN in college football. Florida State starts out at Virginia. That's going to be at 6 o'clock, and that'll be followed by Houston at Oregon State. Boy, Oregon State really struggling right now. And that's at 9:30. At 8 o'clock tonight, TCU is at Arizona State. All kinds of football, all kinds of stuff coming up. We're going to talk about it here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, back right after these words. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Bruce Dickey here with Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also for tuning into Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You can find it here daily at 9 a.m. and at 1 p.m. Talk about all kinds of different subjects. People, interesting folks in the community, community events coming up, just all kinds of stuff that will matter to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that has set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. It's our Take the Points edition, our weekly look at sports. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We have a big game in high school football tonight. I tell you what, you don't get much bigger. Here is the current look at the Black Diamond Conference in the in high school football. And tonight, we have the top two teams, undefeated squads. The Flora Wolves hosting the Johnston City Indians. We'll have that right here on Wabash Catch TV. Brian Tackett's got his kids playing some really good football. They've scored 117 points, only given up 62. And then you look at Johnston City. They've been a behemoth. They have played terrifically well. Here's kind of, if you can see the screen, here's kind of a breakdown. There's Coach Tackett. They're 4-0. Wins over Cesar Valier, Carmi, Christopher, Ziegler-Royalton, CCR, and Edwards County last week by a couple of 3 touchdowns. So Flora has been getting by on Parker Helms' arm, as well as the running I might have had a brain cramp. I'll remember his name here in just a second. And then you have Johnston City, who has just blown out everybody they've seen. Now, if you look at those teams they've played, none of them have an outstanding record, other than CZR's 2-2, and they blew them out 45-13. That's as close as anybody has come to Johnston City. I got to look at the Johnston City. Cormac Massey. That's the kid, the running back for the Flora Wolves. I got to look at the Johnston City roster. They're just fast, folks. They aren't big. They are not the biggest team you're going to see all year long. There are numerous teams with bigger kids. Their line is fast. They play an offensive style that throws you off. Any number of kids will run the ball for Johnston City, so it's going to be a fun night as the Wolves take on the Indians. That ought to be an outstanding fun game. Here's a look at Fairfield. Who are they? Where are they? They're back at home again this week. This will be their 4th out of 5 games at home. And they lost their first game of the season last week. It was tight. Actually, Fairfield had the lead at halftime against Cesar Valier, but then the Red Devils left the Mules scoreless in the second half, and Fairfield could not overcome the Red Devils. So they've got to try to bounce back against Carmi. You see the Carmi has, even though they're 0-4, they've only given up 120 points, and a lot of that was to Johnston City. Well, how many they give up to JC? That was a big number. 20. Oh no, that was relatively close, 20-14. So yeah, it's the Mules will have their hands full against the Carmi squad that is winless and just dying for a win. They are really in a struggle looking for a win. So the Mules can't overlook anybody, especially coming off a loss last week. What's going on in the Cahokia Conference? Well, the conference season started last week. Salem picked up their first win in conference play as they knocked off East Alton Wood River. Oh boy, 4 weeks into the season, going into week 5, the Oilers still looking for their first points. Shoo! Salem didn't score their first points until 5 minutes left in their second game. But look at that, they've almost caught up against their last 2 opponents. Almost caught up on the scoring. When you look at the Wildcats, they've had a heck of a last 2 weeks. They want to keep that moving against Roxana. The Shells will be in Salem this week. All three of our teams are at home this week, and we've got the Flora game. Roxana comes in at 3-1 after Salem beat Wood River 56-0, beat Mattoon by 10 the week before that. So a really great opportunity for Salem here to get something going against a solid Roxana team. Who have they played? Well, wins over Jerseyville, Redbud, and Bethalto. But then they ran into the buzzsaw Columbia Eagles. Columbia is an outstanding team, and it's going to be probably between those folks and Breeze Central to see who wins the conference. Columbia's tough. Breeze Central, you see their numbers there. They play a great schedule, a very difficult schedule. So Roxana is going to be looking to get onto the upside in conference play. Salem's going to have their hands full at home. So all 3 of our teams at home again this week in the Black Diamond as well as in the Cahokia. Should be a ton of fun. Hope you are ready for it. We are certainly ready for it. We're going to have again the Wolves hosting the undefeated Flora Wolves hosting the undefeated Johnson City Indians tonight on Wabash Catch TV right here. Look for that around kickoff at 7. We'll take the air about 6:50. Back in just a sec. Let's talk college football. Back on Big Talk.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
I'm Beth Cooper.
And I am Stacey Earlywhite, and together we host By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
It airs Monday through Friday on Wabash Channel 100 at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m.
We love to follow Clay County history, and we've been venturing out too in other counties. We absolutely love history.
You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacy, or like and follow us on Facebook.
Well, over halfway through the high school football season this week is the halfway point in high school football. Still a couple of weeks till we reach halfway in the college football. Did you get a chance to watch much college football over the weekend? Actually, I hate to admit this, especially as, I'm supposed to be I'm telling you about all these things. The pro guy. I'm the guy that is paid to talk about these kind of things. I was out of town this weekend. I was attending a wedding all day on Saturday afternoon. The only college football I was able to watch Saturday was from a wedding reception on my cell phone. I watched about 10 minutes of the Illinois versus Indiana game on Saturday night after Illinois gave away the pick six or the fumble six or the punt return, punt block, punt return touchdown. I turned it off, figured I'd watch scores without watching a game and concentrate on the loving bride and groom. I didn't turn that back on. Why? What happened? Illinois have a. I never saw the final, the Illinois Indiana game. Yes, I saw the final of the Illinois Indiana game. Boy, oh boy, is Indiana the real deal? Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? That quarterback, Mendoza, what's his first name? Fernando Mendoza. He is something else. We'll get to those folks in just a second as we take a look at the rankings. The top, look at Miami jumped into the top three. The other top three teams didn't even play this last week. Ohio State, Penn State, and LSU, I don't believe even played any of them. And Miami jumps up into the top two of the country. Penn State plays Oregon this week. You see both those schools up there in the top six. Oregon that'll be on Saturday night. I believe those are Eastern times. Yeah, Saturday night. You've got two great games in the top 10 with Alabama and Georgia and Oregon at Penn State. That is a day of football. They're going up against each other on television, and not only that, Miami is at Florida State. Also at 7:30. So what are you going to be doing Saturday night, folks? At 6:30 our time, 6:30 p.m. There's a lot of really good college football to watch at 6:30 on Saturday night. Florida State's a top 10 matchup. Like I said, they're playing. I'm sorry. Miami's next game is next week at Florida State. Okay, that makes more sense on October 4th. All right, I'm clear. Florida State plays Thursday night. They play. All right, folks, you got me. Florida, is that on Friday? No, that's Friday night. Playing tonight at Virginia at 6 o'clock. I already talked about that. And then you have there's Indiana made the jump from number 19 to number 11. They'll play Saturday afternoon at 2:30 at Iowa. Indiana's a pretty heavy favorite in that game on the road. Usually don't see Iowa being a 7-point underdog at home. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in just a minute as we get to all our guys' picks. And then look at Ole Miss versus LSU. LSU traveling to Ole Miss. LSU, of course, in the number 4 team in the country, and Ole Miss at 13. We'll talk about that one as well. And Tennessee is at Mississippi State. I have that as my super dog, I'll tell you right now. Georgia Tech at Wake Forest, I like that. Alabama, even though they didn't play, dropped 3 spots. who knows what people, you just never know. But they're at Georgia at 6:30 on Saturday night. Anybody else? Wisconsin, look at that. Well, Michigan at Wisconsin's next week. And then you have the number 21 USC Trojans at Illinois at 11 a.m. on Saturday afternoon. It is homecoming. Where did Illinois fall? 14 spots from number 9 to number 23, and they host Illinois. They host USC. It's homecoming at 11 a.m. This is a tough week. Illinois losing so badly at Indiana just makes you worry about this one. Where is Oklahoma? Did Oklahoma stay in or get in? I didn't know if they. Auburn, I didn't know if you had a chance. There's Oklahoma at number 7. They beat Auburn in a game they probably shouldn't have. That was there were numerous things that the officials messed up and it's a conference game, so it's SEC officials. I think they've already suspended the officials from that game for this week anyway, and said, hey, you guys stunk on ice in the first quarter. You want to know what happened? In the first quarter, replay review wiped away an Auburn scoop and score, which the Oklahoma receiver pretty clearly had 2 feet down and was turning up the field, but the official said he had made a football move. Makes you wonder. The drive ended with them kicking a field goal. That's a 10-point swing. Then, in the second quarter, Oklahoma scored a touchdown in which the team had wide receivers pretend to be out of the game. He went over there, stood at the sideline, stayed in bounds, and basically ran downfield untouched. Nobody saw him there. It's illegal. It's unsportsmanlike. That's the reason the officiating crew has been kicked out for the next week, because they didn't call that right. That's 24-yard touchdown with no defenders in sight. Should have been a 15-yard penalty. Then Tigers also got burned on a double pass as Cam Coleman got by his man, was on his way to scoring a touchdown, but the ball was a little underthrown and the defensive back ran into him, knocked him down. Official didn't see it. He had his back turned to the play running downfield. So, don't cry for me, Auburn. But a great thing happened at Auburn this week. Bruce Pearl retired. Ladies and gentlemen, the devil on the basketball court himself, Bruce Pearl, has retired. Here's a look at the current odds to win the NCAA championship. Look at that, Indiana already at 40-1. You might throw a little money at that. Are you thinking? Who knows? How about here's when some of the top games are. Look at that. Look at that Saturday night. Alabama at Georgia, Oregon at Penn State. You've got Tennessee at Mississippi State. That'll be a good one. Well, that's a little bit earlier. And then late night, you've got BYU at Colorado. So some pretty good set matchups there. What's the best game you're going to want to watch? I don't know. I'll be watching the Illinois game for sure. What are our guys picking? Well, we by the way, last week I hit the super dog. Went 6 out of 8 on our regular picks, and I had the super dog last week with Maryland winning at Wisconsin. Hey, did you take my advice last week when I told you that Wisconsin stinks on ice? They stink on ice. Wisconsin is not a good team right now. What are our picks this week? Well, Weeze is taking Toledo. They are a 20.5-point favorite at home against Akron. He's also got the Illinois USC game over 58.5. I'm taking Illinois plus 6.5. Illinois getting 6.5 at home against USC, and I'm also taking Ole Miss minus 1.5 at LSU versus LSU. LSU traveling into Ole Miss and Ole Miss giving it 1.5. I'm going to take Ole Miss. That's not enough. Jamie and Lucas both on Florida State at Virginia tonight. Jamie got -7. Lucas got -6.5. Jamie's, of course, taking IU over Iowa, -7.5. And Lucas is taking the Missouri over at 56.5 versus UMass. Super Dogs, Middle Tennessee State versus Tennessee State is Weezus. He's got Middle Tennessee State +8.5. I got Mississippi State upsetting Tennessee. And both Jamie and Lucas have Syracuse beating Duke. What, they don't think that the Duke win or the Illinois win over Duke was valid? Is that what they're saying? Might be what they're saying. Let's talk NFL when we return. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back after these.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
How come that music's not coming on? There it is. I don't know what's going on with it. Did you get a chance to watch the pros on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen? I tell you what, I was a St. Louis Rams fan. I'm a former Rams fan, and I must tell you, it didn't bother me a bit. I guess it is finally all out of me that the Rams lost on a fluke play in Philadelphia on Saturday. The Eagles knocked off the Rams in silly fashion. Rams were kicking a field goal on the last play of the game to win and upset Philadelphia, the champs at Philadelphia. Just was going to be a great week and a great upset. And they blocked it. Philadelphia blocked it, ran it back for a touchdown, and in doing so, they covered the spread. It turned from an upset, an expected upset loss, to a covering of the spread. When this happened, I was in the Newark Airport. I was in the concourse C of the Newark Airport. By the way, no problems with times, everything, no delays, no nothing at Newark Airport. Everything went smooth. They need televisions. They don't have any TVs. They don't have any TVs in the concourses. Get a bar with TVs, and if you do have TVs on a Sunday afternoon, for crying out loud, you can't have the TVs with React Network or whatever that silly network is that plays in the bars that only has stupid human videos on it. You got to have the football on in the bars. Come on. And don't just leave ESPN on. It's Sunday afternoon. ESPN doesn't have any games. It's Sunday. ESPN doesn't. It's bowling all day or cheerleading championships or something like that. All right, I got that off my chest. Okay. I watched the end of the Rams game on somebody's phone at the next table. All right, but how'd your NFL week go? Hope it went really well. We had a good week on. We've had a nice little run here on our Take the Picks points. We went 6 out of 8 there as well, so we're doing pretty good. I'll show you all the green on the chart here in a minute. Here are the current standings, and why do I bring this up? Well, you see down there in the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens at 1-2. They are playing the Kansas City Chiefs also at 1-2 this weekend. And the thing there is, if you go 1-3 teams making the playoffs, that doesn't happen very often. It happens about once out of every, not very often. The chances of a 1-3 team making the playoffs are, it's about 1-7. So good luck to either of those teams if they lose this game. You want to come out of that one 2-2. So that's what makes that Chiefs game so big. How about those Indianapolis Colts? Looky there, leading the AFC South, and last year's champs 0-3. You've got the Bengals leading, even though they don't have a quarterback. Their quarterback isn't very good. I think that might be if Baltimore gets beat on the road, the Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers might just make a nice little run. It's too early to tell, really. But then I wouldn't. If I'm in the AFC West, I wouldn't want to let the fighting Harbaughs get on a charge because Jim Harbaugh can flat coach. Here's the NFC. Eagles just keep rolling even with all the luck in the world. You have the Commanders 2-1. Cowboys have a fun one this week. They've got the speaking of the same 1-2. One of these teams going to be 1-3. The Cowboys and the Bears. Now, granted, that's two different squads from the Ravens and the Chiefs, but one of those two teams is going to be 1-3 and virtually out of the playoffs, and that'll be fun. You got Tampa Bay undefeated, San Francisco banged up but undefeated. How about that? Here is a look at the games this week. The Seahawks on Thursday night against the Arizona Cardinals. That's a close pick there. It looks like the Seahawks are favored even on the road at Arizona. So that kind of tells you Arizona not that difficult a place to play. The first of the London games, Minnesota over there for 2 weeks. They've got the Steelers this week and the Browns next week. Minnesota the favorite. I guess that maybe because it's going to be their home field for the next couple of weeks. I don't know. Actually, they're not. They're playing at a different place. This week they're playing in I believe Dublin in Ireland. And then next week they're playing in London, I think. So, the Vikings going to be Europeans for the next couple weeks. How about your 3-0 Eagles at the 3-0 Buccaneers? That's a pretty good little lid lifter there on Sunday afternoon. You've got the Chargers Giants. Chargers having to come across the country, but they're still a 6-point favorite. And the Titans and Texans battling to get their first win of the year, both of them. And then you look farther to the Browns at the Lions, 10-point favorites there. Panthers and Patriots. I'm not going to see that one. I do not want to watch that one. You got Commanders and Falcons. What's the deal with the Falcons? Just when you think they're going to get good again, they aren't. The Bills look to roll against the Saints. The Colts at the Rams. That's a dandy as well. Rams are favored, but by 3.5. But boy, I tell you what, the Colts are surprising a lot of people. Everybody. Colts are playing extremely good, extremely well. Wonderful football for the Colts. Here is a look at the rest of the way. Sunday afternoon, the Jaguars at the 49ers. The 49ers banged up. Purdy's not back yet. There's that Ravens-Chiefs game I talked about, the Bears-Raiders game. The Bears-Raiders game. It's Cowboys and Packers. Two different things. Sorry about that. The point about the Cowboys and Packers, this is the big guy, the linebacker's trip back to Dallas as he's going to face the Cowboys. Oh man, brain cramp on the names there again. I'm gonna have to have my head checked. The Bears at the Raiders after Tom Brady cheated and got to talk to the production team last time. We'll see how that affects the Raiders. And then two games on Monday night. Neither of them worth a hoot. The Broncos need to get a win though, as they've got the Bengals coming in. Here is a look at what we have going this week. Look at all that green the last couple of weeks. It's as you know, granted the first week above there, week 2, not the finest, not our finest work. 6 out of 8 though on week 4 in college football, 6 out of 8 in NFL. And we're looking to duplicate that or get better this time. We'll see how that works out as Weeze has the Cardinals beating the Seahawks or covering against the Seahawks. He's got at home on Thursday night. He's got the Falcons. I've got the Packers over the Cowboys because the big linebacker coming back, going home, just going to tear a new one for the Cowboys. Ravens and Chiefs, I'm taking Baltimore on the road. Then you have Jamie taking Seattle and Arizona over. He's taking the Tampa Bay at the Eagles or against the Eagles. Tampa Bay's at home. And Lucas is, he likes my pick, it looks like, as well. He goes Baltimore to win at Kansas City, and he's going under on that first England game with Pittsburgh at Minnesota. Let's take a look at the final week of the season in baseball when we return. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Stick around, back in a sec.
This is Christy inviting you to wrap yourself in lasting luxury at Carnaby Square. We specialize in one-on-one customer service, high quality, head-turning, on-trend fashions, footwear, accessories, and a complete line of Brighton leather goods and jewelry. If you want to nix fast fashion and invest in a true-to-size, ethically manufactured wardrobe that you'll wear for years, it's time to treat yourself at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
You ever have one of those cross synapse things going on in your brain? You get fuzzy just like that from time to time. My brain kept saying Mekhi Phifer. You remember Mekhi Phifer? He was an actor like in the late 90s, and he still occasionally acts, but Mekhi Phifer is what my brain kept telling me. And I kept saying, no, that's wrong, brain. Go back, do it again. That's wrong. And finally, whenever you don't need it, Micah Parsons, the linebacker that is coming back to Dallas, that is gonna. By the way, yeah, if I was betting on, I don't bet players. I don't do this kind of thing. You know, the DFS daily fantasy stuff. I would think I would say that Micah Parsons is going to be eating Dak Prescott's lunch. I think that's my biggest pick of the weekend is Green Bay just to go crush the Cowboys. Even though Green Bay got beat last week, shouldn't have, lost at Cleveland in stupid fashion, but that's the NFL. People lose for all kinds of reasons. What's going on this is the last weekend of baseball coming up. Now I pulled these schedules going into Thursday's matchups. You see all the teams with the E on next to them. That means they're all eliminated, which tells you the American League, the wild card standings. The Yankees can still actually win the division. But Toronto has the tiebreaker on the Yankees. But the Tigers could fall all the way out. It was like 3 weeks ago. They were up 15 games. And unbelievable swoon and collapse by the Detroit Tigers. The Cleveland Guardians have caught up to them. They're 9-1 in their last 10. The Tigers have been 1-9. Ladies and gentlemen, that is almost statistically impossible what the Guardians and the Tigers have done. And just the Tigers go 5-5, they're up by 3 or 4 games. Unbelievable. You see that last column, playoffs, that is the percentage chance to get in the playoffs. Tigers still have a better chance than the Astros to get in the playoffs as 3 spaces have been clinched. Red Sox all but clinched and in. Guardians all but clinched and in. It's going to be the Tigers and the Astros for that last spot. And here's the, again, Astros are a game back of the Tigers going into Thursday night. They could catch them. You want to see somebody who really doesn't have much of a chance. Let's take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals. They have yet to be eliminated. Looky there. How about that? The Cardinals, even though they have the same record as Giants, who have been eliminated, the Marlins not yet quite eliminated. As the Cardinals, a lot of things would have to happen for the Cardinals to catch the Mets and the Reds and the Diamondbacks. But if they win their final 4 games, let's see, that is 78. That's 159. So their final 3 games, they've just got 3 left. If they win their final 3, they're 81-81, and they can get past the Reds and the Diamondbacks, and they've got the tiebreaker on the Mets. So you got to be kidding me. Cardinals have a chance. Cardinals have a chance. Yay! Let's hope not. Here's what the Brewers and the Phillies have each clinched their division. The Padres can catch the Dodgers. The Brewers have all but clinched the best record in the major leagues. Haven't quite eliminated the Phillies, but that's the thing. People just keep thinking it's going to be the Dodgers, it's going to be the Phillies. You just forget that you got this other team over there. Here's what would happen if the postseason ended today. You've got a bye. The Brewers have a bye and would catch either the Phillies and the Cubs. They've played them both well. Or probably catch the Padres or the Cubs. The Phillies would catch the Dodgers or the Mets. Dodgers have a tough road to the World Series. I don't know why people keep betting on the Dodgers. I don't know why people keep talking up the Dodgers. I'll grant you, they've got better talent. I guess they're doing it because they got better talent than everybody, but for crying out loud, they've got an extra hurdle they've got to run. That makes it tough. That is very difficult. Again, here's what it looks like. Postseason picture as of today. If it started today. Then again, it doesn't start today. It starts next week. We'll be back next week to talk about that, as well as all kinds of other stuff. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on Big Talk.